Welcome to episode 43 of How About Them Huskies. I'm Connor, and I'm joined tonight by Matt and Andrew. And the day is finally here. Like tomorrow, today, when you're seeing this video, it's UConn basketball season, November 6th. The season tips off Northern Arizona, 6:30 tomorrow night at Gamble Pavilion. Here tonight, we're just going to preview the game a little bit. There's not much to say about NAU. Obviously, they finished, I believe, ninth in their conference last year out west. But it's really focusing on UConn, obviously, the health of Donovan Clingan we'll get into in a second. First, I just want to hear, what are you guys excited? I mean, we've waited a long time. Obviously, not as a bunch of teams waited a lot longer because they didn't make the title game last year. But how excited are you guys for the season? I know I'm pumped.
It's just a breath of fresh air, honestly. I'm really excited just to even if we're playing Northern Arizona like we are tomorrow, just to see the guys back in action, kind of be able to jump back into it and, see where this team takes us, hopefully back to where we were last year.
Yeah, I mean, like Matt just said, it's a breath of fresh air. I was just saying before we went on, and now that we're going to be recording, probably at least once a week, if not maybe like once every 2 weeks. But now life feels normal again. Obviously the national championship, the parade was awesome, but then there's just that null in the summer where there's just summer baseball, and now the less fun NBA is back, the NHL is back, but college basketball is a staple, and now that I get to wear this hat everywhere I go. Um, I'm just so excited that UConn basketball is back. It's my favorite thing in the entire world, and I'm thrilled that we're back. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I agree with you with that NBA take, but I've watched a couple Pelicans games. Jordan Hawkins is getting some run. He played like almost 40 minutes a couple of times. They've been a little banged up. He's going to be really good. Just shooters, they stick in the league. But this isn't a Jordan Hawkins preview. This is a UConn versus NAU preview. And like I mentioned, the big story here is Donovan Clingan, who I feel like you guys can agree, we didn't really expect him to be suiting up for this first one or these first couple with his foot injury, but Danny Hurley said today they had a presser up in stores that he expects Clingan to go, barring any setbacks. He's not going to play much. He probably wasn't going to play much even if he was fully healthy, but I'd imagine around 10 minutes or so just to get his feet wet against competition, especially apparently he's been practicing for a week now. So he's looked good. The players and coaches have said he's looked good, like he hasn't missed a beat. So if he's good, I mean, why not use him? But don't be stupid. Don't waste this. Don't play him for like half the game when he hurts his foot, aggravates it. It'd be dumb. Just play smart.
Yeah, I feel like they're really just kind of building him up here, getting him back to, where he was. Just a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes tomorrow just seems necessary just to kind of, get him back into playing shape, get him back into playing sort of action, those movements, get him comfortable again. I don't assume he plays much, but when he does play, I expect them to kind of, go towards him and, kind of give him a lot of the offense. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bet he gets in the starting lineup, just because he was a big part of last year's team, and the crowd will go crazy when they call his name for the first time being a starter, I believe. Yeah, because Sonogo started all the games last year. But I'll bet he'll start. He'll play for a little bit, but this will be the Samson Johnson game. I feel like Samson's going to get a lot of run because there's still, in my opinion, there's still a giant question mark exclamation point next to his name. Like, that emoji where there's the question mark and the exclamation point? There's that right next to his name because obviously we're excited to see him fully healthy this year for the first time, but we still have no idea what he's actually capable of. Now, I personally think that he's going to be real good for us this year, but it's still really on the table. And with Donovan's injury, I feel like it's still lingering. I feel like these first couple of games against, Stonehill, NAU, Manhattan, I believe is another one. He could see some run in those, but I really hope they do start him because I feel like we need his energy in the building for the opener tomorrow. But I don't think he'll play a lot. I think Hurley will be smart with him, but he'll start for sure, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you look at Sampson. Apparently, he's been really good in these secret scrimmages against Harvard and Virginia. We don't get box scores or anything, but from word of mouth from Hurley, he's been good. I remember he was good last year in the preseason secret scrimmages as well. So hopefully, we get a full season or at least a big portion of a full season of Samson Johnson healthy to see that potential. And I feel like we're going to see all 12 guys play their fair amount tomorrow. Obviously, as the season goes on, the rotation is going to be 9, maybe even 8 guys, because that's just how it went last year. That's how Hurley does it. But there's no reason for guys like Yusuf Singare, Apostos, Rumaglu to not play double-digit minutes tomorrow just to see what they got. I mean, those are two guys that have a lot of potential, and even if they don't see the floor too much, I think just the experience against competition like this, maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe Apostolos will make a couple of threes and he'll be in the rotation against Indiana. Who knows?
Yeah, and this definitely feels like a new thing as well. I mean, if you look back to years past, we've, honestly had to kind of sweat out some halves of these games, especially against like Central Connecticut and games like that where we've come into the season, maybe a little slow. But this is definitely a luxury to have 10 players who can come in and play these minutes and, get these starters some rest in these sort of bye games. And, it's definitely great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some of the freshmen like Jaden Ross solo ball. Obviously, we know Stefan Castle is supposed to be really good. He's going to be a starter tomorrow, barring a surprise that everyone isn't expecting. Obviously, like I said Ball, Ross, Jalen Stewart too. He's another guy who maybe kind of fighting for a rotation spot. I mean, there's a lot of good freshmen, but there's not a lot of places on the bench to get minutes. I mean, Stewart and Ross, I feel like, are almost going head to head for that backup like 3-4 position. It'll be interesting to see, and I think we're gonna do some players to watch. Obviously, there's every player we want to watch, see how they do. But I feel like the guy I'm especially interested in is Tristan Newton. This is his first year really as the lead guy on offense. I feel like on the guard/wing position. Last year, Jordan Hawkins was that main scorer, and Andre Jackson was there to facilitate. Now it's really the Tristan Newton show, and I feel like he's certainly more than capable of handling it. We saw it last year at national title game. He had 19 points in some of the practices and scrimmages I've seen so far in the offseason. He's just taking charge, driving to the basket, shooting threes, doing it all. I feel like he's definitely a guy to watch for me, a guy that can easily put up 20 points every night. I feel like he can average 15 points per game this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be a guy to watch, but I feel like he's a guy that'll get pulled early a little bit so that this guy can go in, and that's solo ball. I think this is going to be the game where he solidifies himself. Well, not solidifies, not let me not say that. He'll show the crowd and all these fans who he really is, because people were really high on us. We got Castle and then we got Ross. And I feel like Ball committed, man, like maybe a week after Ross did, somewhere around there, and people were like, "Oh yeah, he's just bringing his team late, like cool." But Ross was kind of like the big name because he was the UConn lock. But I feel like Solo Ball kind of went a little bit under everybody's vision. But I feel like this is going to really be the game where he goes for at least 10 to 12 points and shows off all his skills and shows himself who he is to everybody in store. So Solo will be my guy to watch for tomorrow night's game.
I'm going to go with a bit of an obvious pick here. I'm going to go with Klingon. I'm just really curious to see what kind of minutes he gets, what kind of action he gets tomorrow. How healthy is he? What should we expect going forward? I'm just very curious to see how Hurley puts him out there, see how he uses him, see how many minutes he gets. Just see, just a little, if it's a taste, if he's out there for 30 minutes, just see how that recovery is going along.
Yeah, I feel I'm not too informed on the size of NAU, but I doubt they have anyone close to the 7'2", 7'3" Klingon. So in his few minutes, he's going to be out there. He's going to stick out. He's going to dominate. I feel like we saw Zach. Obviously, we all know Zach Edey with Purdue last year, how he dominated his competition every game. I feel like we're going to see a lot of that with Klingon this year, especially in these minor games against like NAU, against Stonehill on Saturday. All these opponents that don't have the size to even get close to guarding him. And we're gonna. I just had this idea. This is a shorter episode, but we got to add some content to it. Sports betting is a huge thing right now in all the sports world, college basketball too. According to ESPN, the line for this one is UConn favored by 25.5 points. So do you guys think UConn wins? You cover that spread. Do you think they win by 26 or more? I'm on the fence. I feel like that's a good spot. It's tough to blow out teams, even if you're the caliber of UConn, especially the first game. I'm going to say they barely get it, but it's going to be right around that mark, in my opinion.
I don't know. It's weird. Like it seems obvious, obviously, that we're gonna win. But once the second half comes along, and you've got probably, honestly, at some point, we probably will see a freshman rotation out there. Honestly, like I'd be willing to think that. But a team like NAU is just gonna try to score and score. Now, obviously, they know they're not gonna win, but I don't think last year we really blew anybody out by more than 30 points. I don't believe. Maybe we did. Maybe my memory stinks, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if I could take that spread. It feels like the uh the companies are trying to trick you there and make you believe that it's going to happen, but it's not. So I don't know. Honestly, it's a really tough decision for me, but I'm just going to go with no.
I'm also going to say no, just due to the fact that this is a brand new team. We have so many new guys coming in. It takes time. You got to learn to know your personnel. And I think, these first few games are kind of just what that's for. I feel like this is the buffer period where you figure things out. The guys figure out, who they're comfortable with, who they feel comfortable passing to, how they feel going up the court, how they feel in what sets. And I feel like we'll take a big lead early, but I feel like ultimately towards the end of the game, Hurley will bring in guys just to bring him in, Rumaglu, even maybe his own son, just to, get him some minutes, see what's up. But I don't think we do. I think we win by right around there. I'd say like 23 points. I'd say we win by 23.
Yeah, I feel like we can do this for every game this season. It'll be kind of fun. Obviously, this episode, we're pretty much done. We've only been going for what, 10 minutes or so, less than 15 minutes. But like I said, there's not much to talk about yet. We haven't seen any action. NAU, I could do research on NAU and have a 30-minute preview, but that's not worth any of our time. I say this and we're going to lose to NAU, and it will be worth our time. But yeah, tomorrow the banner, tonight if you're watching the banner, the gates open at 5, doors open, I suppose. Doors open at 5. The banner celebration is at 6, and the game's at 6:30. So if you're going to Gamble, try to get there early. It's going to be packed. I assume I saw it's nearly sold out. It'll be sold out by game time. Everyone wants to see the banner, the 5th banner in the rafters at Gamble Pavilion. It's certainly worth the trip if you're on the fence of making it. You don't hopefully we see these days often, but you're probably not going to. It's been 9 years since the last time that happened for the Huskies. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, unless you guys got anything else. I mean, quick episode. I feel like this first episode of this regular season is going to be a quick one, but we'll have some longer ones in the future. It'll be a recap and a preview, so it'll be mixed. But yeah, I guess thanks for watching episode 43. We'll
Hold
try to
on.
do it. Oh, you got something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got one more thing to say, just real quick. So obviously, everybody watching this is happy that UConn basketball is back in Sorway, but we are also thrilled to be back for our second season of doing this. Nearly a year ago now, probably we were just 4 kids, thinking about starting a podcast, and through everybody here's support, we were able to get sponsorships. We were able to get people like Adama Sanogo, Isaiah Whaley, RJ Cole, Tyler Pauly, and I'm definitely forgetting someone, Calcaterra, on. And I just want to say thank you for everybody's support, and we are thrilled to be back for our second season, uploading more content for you guys. So that's just a really big moment for us, getting through our first year, working out some things, and now we're back better and ever. Is that the saying? I don't care. We're back for our second season. We couldn't be more happy to do it for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly what he said. I mean, I remember the reason I started it. I was at the opener last year for Stonehill. I'm driving home talking to myself about the game. I was like, this could be something. I could like post this, and I'm sure other people want to talk about it too. I reached out, you guys, and of course Sark, who can't be with us tonight. We're interested, and look where we are now. I mean, every season we've done this, they won the national championship. I don't envision
Exactly.
that stopping. So yeah, thanks for watching episode 43. We're gonna try our best to do an episode. We should be able to after this game before the next. And yeah, thanks for watching.